Hi, my name is Dana Arnett, co-host of Wicked Marketing, along with my partner, Carlos Sapene. You can find more information about us and our business on LinkedIn, or if you have any questions, email us at info@wickedbionic.com. Subscribe to Wicked Marketing on Apple Podcasts and write an awesome review for us. We're also on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Google Play. Thanks for listening.
Hi, this is Carlos.
And this is Dana.
And today we're going to talk about creating virtual connections.
Oh my God, does anybody know anything about virtual? Do you know way more about virtual than you ever wanted to know? And did you even know what virtual meant before the stay-at-home orders, right?
You know, I think if anything, this has had a positive impact on people learning some of the technologies that are out there. And
that they never wanted to learn.
They never wanted to learn. They're probably so scared of them.
And what else is that everybody learning? Is that most of us wear our pajama bottoms with a nice top.
Oh my God. Did you see that reporter, I think it was on ABC, that went live from his home and he was dressed from the middle up and he didn't realize that his camera was wide enough that you could see his underwear. He was in his undies. He said it was shorts, but those were undies.
Oh my, those were undies.
Those were undies.
Hilarious. I mean, it has gotten so forgiving, right? I mean, it really is forgiving because, we've created virtual backdrops. Some people have them, some people don't. There's kind of, I like a little bit like the homey thing. Feel like you get to know somebody based upon what their home looks like, or, I think that's why you definitely don't want to sit behind a blank white wall, which is what I'm doing right now.
Well, and that's the thing, right? A lot of people, I think that the fact that we're being so forgiving right now is really the best time for you to go out there and suck, right? And really learn from the experience while everyone is forgiving, while no one is expecting you to be great at it, while you can learn how to use the system. I actually read a newsletter the other day from a fellow marketer who was talking about the worst mistakes that you can make during this time. And mistake number one was turn off your camera.
Yes. You look like a weirdo. You look like you're hiding something.
Well, and you miss the opportunity to connect with people. You're also telling people that you're not normally who you say you are.
Nor are you listening.
Right? Yeah. So you could be doing something else. So it's a great opportunity.
Such a social study, right? I mean, it's just how this is going to be written up by all the very brilliant people is going to be fascinating, just on the simple social study of doing virtual meetings and calls. And I hear friends, my friends, she's our ex-client and a friend, Denise Freed from Compass. She's doing probably 9 hours worth of Zoom a day, for business calls, because she's a team leader, right? So she has to do instruction and all that stuff. And she's like, she doesn't do the virtual background, but she's got her thing set up. And what's hilarious is that sometimes when she has to listen, she has a puzzle in front of her that nobody can see, so she might touch them, do the puzzle pieces to keep herself focused. It's all.
So let's talk a little bit about how this is a marketing tool, right? So first of all, what this is doing right now, as we go through the COVID-19 situation, is a lot of people are feeling disconnected. They're feeling disjointed. They're feeling like they're not attached. They're not anchored. They're not able to communicate. Their businesses are shut down, so they're not able to connect with their customers the way that they connect. And there could be nothing even further from the truth right now, right? A lot of local businesses, a lot of small, medium-sized businesses, what sells the business is the person, not the business itself. And this is a unique opportunity for all of us that are on these phones all the time and are on video all the time for personal reasons to explore using some of these tools to really keep that connection going with our customers and build a new way of connecting with those customers. So it could be, if you're scared of going on Zoom, it could be as simple as recording a video on your iPhone, right? And posting it on your website so that people coming to your website get to see your face, get you as the owner of the business or you as the representative of the business saying, hey guys, this is what we're doing. This is how we're handling it. You're welcome to do this. We're doing curbside pickup. One of the clients that we have is a tech firm right? And they offer tech services to the broad community. And their highest post ever on Google Business, I keep on getting emails every week. You've had 1,000 views, 1,500 views, 2,000 views, is a single post that I did about them being open and how they're reacting to the community while it's open and what the process is to come in.
Amazing. It's amazing.
And that's a blog post on their Google Business account.
That's it.
That just shows how much people are hungry for information and learning and knowing how
and
are
what
you,
to know. Are you
connecting?
open? Are you connecting? And
Yep.
it says, I know what I think from the business owner's perspective. It says, I know you're out there, customer. I know you rely on us. You know, we're here. This is what we're doing. I think that's so, because if you just post it on your website, that means I have to go to their website. But Carlos's work on Google, it's like, then the customer discovers that you're really here. And I think it was such a great move, you know, for them, certainly on their
well, and it's that connection, right? So the reason why I mentioned the video on the website is, I'll give you an example. I had to go buy my pre-workout, right, at GNC, and I don't know if they're open, right? They're, every time I go by, they look closed, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna go on their website. So their website has nothing but talking about like during this time and what's happening, but nothing about how do I connect with you?
Oh, really?
How do I get my pre-workout? Like I'm still looking to solve a problem, right? I've run out of my pre-workout. Come on, guys, right? So how do I resolve my problem? You're not giving me a way to do it, so I'm going to turn to Amazon, right? And see if Amazon. I don't want to buy it from Amazon. I want to buy it from my local business.
But make it easy for me.
But there's nothing that tells me that business cares about me. Right. You don't care enough to tell me your new hours. You don't care enough to have a message on your site. You know,
right.
Yeah, you're not making it easy for me. It's already a challenge for a lot of people to leave their homes, right? Because you have to wear a mask. You're worried about being out in an environment. You could have people at home that are vulnerable. So if you're going to go out there and venture out there, then you at least need to know that when you get there, the guys are going to be open and they're going to have the product, right, that you're looking for. So what a
little video would have been easy, is what you're saying. Putting out a video saying something that was human.
A little video from one of the guys that works there saying, hey guys, we're open and this is what we're doing. This is how we're handling it. You know, there's a lot of videos that you see that are organically happening, like the one from Costco, this guy that worked at Costco. Or works at Costco. This woman, I think it was a woman, either a woman or a guy, came into Costco and refused to wear a mask, right? And started filming him for telling them that they had to wear a mask at Costco. It was just company policy. They're protecting their people. And they were like, yeah, but I woke up in a free country and I don't have to wear a mask. And he's like, okay, it's a free country, but I'm also free to tell you that you're violating our policy and you have to leave, right? And so he kicked them out. And then a lot of people started talking about it. It went viral. People, you know, there's both sides to everything, and that's not what this is all about. But then he went on to his own personal Twitter. The employee went on to his own personal Twitter without any support from PR, which I don't recommend at a big company like Costco, but he was very positive about it. He said, all I was doing was trying to take care of my fellow coworkers and making sure that both my coworkers and the rest of the people coming into the store were kept safe, right? Yeah. So super classy guy, super way to connect. But again, using social media to connect, using video to connect, using things like Zoom to connect. And the other thing that I wanted to say is, you don't need to be hunting for different platforms, right? Because as soon as it started, Zoom became the platform to use for a lot of it. And then Google tried now forcing people to use their platform. Yeah. WebEx is trying to do it because they all want in on it, right? So is Microsoft. Everybody wants in on it. Use the platform that already everybody's comfortable with, right? Yeah. So that's what I would say. There's
your
no
chances are better.
Yeah, like don't try to reinvent the wheel during this time in as far as platforms. Use that creativity to reinvent your business and how your business is going to approach.
You know, I agree with you 100%. And one of the things I want to say, because it isn't a given that people are comfortable, but really know how to be. And as this evolves, I think we had, like we talked about, we had probably 6 weeks or so we could be a little bit messy with it, right? The kids could run past the screen or you could do whatever. But I think now, because this will type of protocol of a Zoom type of a virtual conference will continue, right? So a lot of people aren't going to get on planes and they're going to do virtual. So there are skills, there are tactics, there are things to be able to learn on how to make it easier. Carlos and I work with a wonderful woman, Julianne Stiddick, and she's been a professional business coach for years, but she has created this, and she's speaking at conferences, virtual conferences, and chambers of commerce and things, teaching business owners how to be able to have a virtual experience that they're comfortable with, but that they can present themselves professionally. I'm going to give you guys, just because I love what she's doing, I love the response. Her workshop is Go Virtual: How to Look, Feel, and Sound Confident for Virtual Events. And if you ever want to reach out to her, her name is Julianne Stiddick. And so it's Julianne, Juliann, at recalibratedliving.com. And I'll mention that again at the end. But Carlos and I, we've had such great experiences with her. We do some speaker training with her as well. And what a great idea to be able to help. There's a lot of people that just don't know what is protocol, and how to make the lighting right in the back.
And that, it's all about how well you're going to present yourself after this, because it is one of those turning points. This is the new norm. This is how business is going to be in the future. This is how we're going to connect. This is how we're going to do business. So it's no longer can I do it? Will I do it? It's, are you going to miss out on it? Right? Because are you going to miss the boat? This is the perfect time to suck. And I know that that's an awful word, but it's the perfect time for you to not know how to do this and use the time to learn it. Use the time to ask. I would love any client of mine to say to me, hey, can you walk me through Zoom? How do I do that? Right? I'm happy to do that. Happy to teach people how to do it. Happy to teach people, if you're uncomfortable about your home, showing your home to people, how to create a custom background. Dana and I are actually doing this podcast today over Zoom, and she's at home and she doesn't have her custom background on. I'm at home, but I have my custom background on, right? That it makes it look like.
And I love yours so much. He did a company background, a Wicked Bionic background for the company. And I'll tell you one thing, I was on a Zoom call using it yesterday with 10 people. And people are kind of like, oh my God, that background Carlos created, it's so great. And I'm just going to tell you the differences. I just got to throw this out there. Because the people on the call, some of them had a flat color in the background and then their logo in the top left or right corner. So they're sitting against this flat background. And every time they moved, other things came in. Everybody knows it's used to do virtual. And Carlos created a background that literally looks like you're shooting it from a hallway into an office suite. So it has a 3D look to it. And then he threw our logo in the back. And the reason why it works is because it's not a flat picture, one-dimensional picture. It looks like a three-dimensional picture, and it's a 10. So there's lots of tricks and stuff, and that's why Julianne's good at that as well. We've been sharing our backgrounds so that she can use them as examples for people on ways to make yourself look normal, look normal and look professional.
So those are ways that you can connect that you're going to use in the future also for your business as you continue to engage. Maybe Instagram Live, right? There's a lot of people going live on Instagram and figuring out ways to do it. We see health and fitness people going on there and either doing Instagram Live classes, right? Or they do. I see chefs, like healthy chefs. A friend of mine that actually is a client of ours that does healthy living type diet plans for people. She's doing now a cooking show where she's been showing you how to buy the right produce and things depending on what your body issues are or your health issues are. But now she shows you how to cook them, how to create dishes that are great. And I actually recommended to her that she should, as a next step, do meal kits. Right? Since she knows where to find the produce, she knows how to pick it, she knows what the best places are, and she's in New York. I'm like, go pick a bunch of these, get people to sign up to get the meal kits every week. And then you do the videos showing them how to cook it. And then it's an added business line for you,
Do you
right?
want to
Because
share her company name? Because we've done a lot of work helping her.
yeah, so her company name is Zesty Glow. So it's Zesty Glow.
Zesty, right?
Zesty
Glow.
Glow.com. Yeah. So her whole thing, and why I love her so much, is she comes from the world of research. So she did
Deep
research for deep research
Deep.
for huge entertainment companies, right? And then she started feeling sick all the time, and she started feeling like bad, and so she figured out through all these different doctors and tests and things and whatever, that what she had was early menopause. And apparently this is a
young,
thing.
right?
She's young. But apparently there's early menopause as a thing. I didn't know about it. And a lot of women that have it don't know about it, right? So they just start going to doctors and taking pills. And what Olga, is her name, figured out is that there's ways to use the right foods in order to counteract the effects of the early menopause. Right. And she has a whole diet plan for that. So then with that, she started figuring out all these different ailments, right, that you can treat with food. Because I think it's 80% or 90% of your immune system is actually in your stomach. So bringing in the right foods and creating the right ecosystem within your stomach helps a lot of these people overcome all these issues with thyroid, but you just have to know how to do it, right? So that's perfect for her, because a lot of these people are on the go, they're at home, they don't know how to do it. So creating a meal plan and then doing either a Zoom or doing an Instagram live and walking people through how to do it, it's a new way to communicate what she already did before. So that's how you use these tools that are available to you through digital that you've been using. It's almost like the universe has been taking us through these stepped processes, right? Like getting us used to social media, getting us used to connecting through digital, getting us used to posting about ourselves, like pictures on Instagram, and getting a little freer with letting ourselves be out there to hit this moment in time when we need to connect and we need to bring in all those learnings that we already do in private to the public space, and creating new ways to connect with your business and using that as the marketing platform that will drive your business forward when this is done.
And on a great spiritual note, when you said that, I thought, fear, right? That's what stops us from doing things. And it's one of the greatest acronyms for fear is face everything and rise. Right? Face everything and rise. We're all doing, and the thing is, we're all doing it. I'll tell you, Richard Branson's doing it too. Do you know what I mean? Like Warren Buffett readjusting. Warren Buffett, who for 1,000 years said, I'm not doing digital, virtual, like when I want things, totally doing it now. Totally doing it. I read that about him.
And that just made me think, actually, my spin instructor says this, and I think it's one of the things that has changed my approach to fear the most, probably in the longest time. Fear is the absence of oxygen, right? So fear is excitement without oxygen, right? So at the moment where you feel fear, the easiest thing that you can do is sit there and take a few deep breaths.
Yes.
And your excitement will then have the oxygen that it needs to come out. So.
That's so good. And I'm going to tell everybody again about Go Virtual, how to look, feel, and sound confident for virtual events. Julianne has no idea that I actually wanted to share this about her. So, but I know that she'd love to hear from anybody. Julianne, Juliann, at recalibratedliving.com. Look her up if you need some help. Thanks, everybody. You all take care.